From Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
Voted down. Marijuana, the big talker at City Hall tonight as the board of directors discuss at length making misdemeanor marijuana offenses the lowest priority for Little Rock police officers. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Donna Terrell.
I'm Kevin Kelly. The board weighing in earlier tonight, ultimately voting the proposal down after concerns were made by the police chief and city attorney.
Fox 16's Mitch McCoy is live outside City Hall tonight with what all was said. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Donna. Good evening to you both. The board voted 4-5, voting it down, with one city director being absent. And this was after a lengthy conversation with the city's police chief. The proposed ordinance would have given officers a direct order to make misdemeanor marijuana offenses by adults the lowest level law enforcement priority. Police Chief Keith Humphrey told the board this is something already being done, saying more marijuana citations are being written now than ever before. It's been said that there were 702 marijuana arrests by Little Rock police officers in 2016. Chief Humphrey says it's very difficult to tell a police officer who's taken an oath to uphold the law to ignore misdemeanor marijuana offenses, but he reassured the board that violent crime is a top priority for the city's police department.
We've made it very clear that this is not something that we're going out here hunting people for. This is a low level of priority. We have placed our priority on overall crime in the city.
This is the second time since 2017 that City Director Ken Richardson has proposed the ordinance. Director Richardson says he believes the African-American community is treated unfairly by officers investigating marijuana offenses.
The enforcement of marijuana use is heavily concentrated on the black population. I'm not saying it's related, it's singly related to black people. I mean, I know across the board, the use is pretty much the same, but the enforcement of it is much different.
Director Richardson says the city of Jacksonville has told its police officers that misdemeanor marijuana offenses by adults should be considered a low-level priority. Before the board voted tonight, Chief Humphrey told city directors that he had concerns that this would make people think that they have permission to smoke marijuana and that people would smoke marijuana thinking that police officers were not allowed to arrest them. The city attorney also expressed concerns, saying that smoking marijuana is still a federal offense, and that he says in some cases U.S. attorneys have been given authorization to prosecute those marijuana offenses. He also warned the board by saying that things in Washington are constantly changing, and this is a police department that's wanting to purchase body cameras. So he said that if the police department puts this out in writing that this is a low-level priority for law enforcement officers, he just didn't want something in Washington to shake down, basically putting a damper on them trying to receive any federal dollars or any grant money in the assistance of purchasing those body cameras. We're live at City Hall. Mitch McCoy, Fox 16 News.
Very interesting. Sounds like there's a lot at stake. Okay, so twice now, Director Richardson has tried to get the board to approve this. Twice now he's failed. Do you think he'll come back a third time?
So the first time that this happened, the board voted 6-2. Obviously, Director Richardson was one of the two. There was some conversation by people before the board voted that they felt like this was a black and white issue amongst board members. And, you know, that was not the case tonight. You had several board members voting in favor of this. He had a lot more support this go around. It will be interesting to see if he brings this back up, if he can get more support from other board members.
We will keep watching. All right. Mitch McCoy, thank you.
Arkansas State Athletics tweeting earlier this afternoon heartbreaking news on behalf of head football coach Blake Anderson's family. His wife, Wendy, passed away following a long battle with cancer. A memorial service honoring the life of Wendy Anderson will be held this Friday at Central Baptist Church in Jonesboro.
And Mrs. Anderson had been battling breast cancer since 2017. Players of the Arkansas State football program, along with community members in Jonesboro and people across the state, sharing their condolences today. Fox 16 sports reporter Ben Creighton has more on Wendy's battle and the legacy she leaves behind.
It was extremely easy to see the impact Wendy Anderson not only had on the community of Jonesboro, the football program, but also her own family. I remember on several instances when Arkansas State head coach and Wendy's husband Blake Anderson would talk about his wife, how much he loved and adored her, and how she was his best friend. And it's no secret these last couple of years have been tough for the Anderson family. Wendy was initially diagnosed with a form of breast cancer in 2017. After surgery, the cancer was undetectable. Even opposing fan bases would show their support for Wendy. However, after a year of remission, the Andersons found out that Wendy's form of breast cancer had returned and spread to her lymph nodes, liver, and lungs. Wendy, still by her husband's side, accompanied Blake to the Arizona Bowl this past December. But then, even more tough news. In January, Blake Anderson announced Wendy's condition had taken a turn for the worst. After being admitted to the emergency room with severe head pain, it was later determined that the cancer had spread to Wendy's brain. Unfortunately, the disease would eventually take her life. She and Blake were married for 27 years. I personally have never met Wendy and have never gotten the chance to talk to Blake about his wife. But if you need to know how much he meant to not only Coach but the entire town of Jonesboro, just go look at Blake's Twitter account or the outpouring of thoughts and prayers throughout this ordeal. I think I speak for everyone when I say we have the Anderson family and the A-State family in our thoughts today.
We certainly do. That was Ben Creighton reporting. Tributes for Wendy Anderson, including ones from other university coaches in the Natural State, keep pouring in throughout the day.
And the type of cancer that took Wendy Anderson's life affects so many women across the state. The Andersons supported Susan G. Komen, Arkansas, and its cause throughout Wendy's battle. Following her loss, the organization is continuing its mission to decrease the number of breast cancer deaths all across the country, with Arkansas being one of the worst states for mortality rates.
We just have to continue to raise funds, to research, to try to find better cures, better treatments, so that people just don't go through what Wendy went through.
And they have their More Than Pink Walk. It's coming up October 26th in Little Rock, but they need donations right now. To get involved in fundraising, we will include a link on our website, fox16.com.
Now, weather to plan your day with Fox 16 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin.
It's been a hot and humid day across the state, and now a few thunderstorms across parts of northern Arkansas. You see some lightning here. We're looking from the Little Rock area. These storms are actually all the way up in Van Buren County, just about getting into northern Conway County, so over 50 miles away from Little Rock area. But if you've been looking off towards the north-northwest, you've seen a little bit of a light show. You can see some of that lightning still going on right now in our live tower camera looking off across the Arkansas River. You can see these storms moving through northern Arkansas. They're weakening quite a bit, especially the storms across eastern and northeast Arkansas, but we still have a couple of strong storms, one with a severe thunderstorm warning coming out of Van Buren County, just getting into northern Conway County. It looks like this is getting close to Center Ridge with some gusty winds possible with this storm, just about crossing over the border between Van Buren and northern Conway County. Again, this isn't the city of Conway, this is Conway County that this storm is moving into, mainly on the west side of the US 65 corridor. From US 65 eastward, you're really not getting that much. The storm on a weakening trend, but still potentially some gusty winds as well as some frequent lightning. Severe thunderstorm warning continues until 9:15 p.m., mainly for parts of Van Buren as well as northern Conway County. You can see the lightning trend on a decrease, indicating the storm is weakening. The showers now moving through White County, through the Searcy area, are falling apart, but still a little bit of a gust front. The leftover of this storm is now moving through Conway, almost to Jacksonville right now. So it could be a little bit of a gust of wind. At least it'll cool off temperatures by a couple of degrees. These showers quickly die off over the next hour or two, otherwise becoming mostly clear overnight. Another hot and humid day. Although tomorrow afternoon, wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more pop-up showers across parts of northern Arkansas, especially later in the day. High temperatures today, mid to upper 90s, even a couple spots near 100, still in the 80s to near 90, although where you've seen those showers and thunderstorms move through, that has cooled things off down into the 70s. Where it hasn't cooled off, it still feels like close to 100, and Hot Springs, 93 is what it feels like in Little Rock. Heat advisory continues for tomorrow afternoon with more dangerous heat index values with that combination of high heat and humidity. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow. Starting off in the 70s, low 90s by lunchtime. A couple of showers possible north later in the day. Back into the heat and humidity up into the mid-90s for high temperatures. There are some higher rain chances in your 7-day forecast. I'll show you how that's going to affect your temperatures coming up in just a few minutes.
Pine Bluff police identifying a couple shot inside a home overnight. David Hurd and Marquita Harris were found dead on West Hepburn around 2:45 a.m. Police were originally sent to the area earlier in the morning for gunshots. An hour later, a roommate from inside the house called police and gave them the exact address. That's when they found the bodies. Pastor Jesse Turner says he's outraged by these senseless deaths.
You got to tell what you saw. Somebody knows something, and somebody needs to say something.
Police have not made any arrests or identified a person of interest. There have been 3 homicides in just 4 days in Pine Bluff. This, by the way, marks the 19th and 20th homicides of the year.
And authorities in North Little Rock are investigating a homicide that happened Monday night. Officers were called to a home on East Emily. Inside, they found the body of 72-year-old O.C. Winston. There is no suspect information at this time. If you have any information that could lead to an arrest, you're asked to contact the North Little Rock tip line. And remember, you can remain anonymous.
A death investigation now underway in Independence County after the sheriff's office says they found a body outside a rural home. It happened Monday. The sheriff's office has yet to release an exact address, but says it was found outside a home in the southern part of the county. The body has since been taken to the state crime lab to be identified and determine an exact cause of death.
New at 9, tonight dozens of parents and supporters giving feedback about regaining local control over the Little Rock School District. It's been a hot topic since the Board of Education took over the schools almost 5 years ago. The Board of Education held a public meeting tonight at Arkansas Baptist College, and that is where we find Fox 16's Rochelle Turner. Rochelle, how did things go?
Well, Donna, good evening to you. Things got pretty heated. The meeting just ended about 30 minutes ago here at Arkansas Baptist College. There were several parents, teachers, supporters, and state representatives not afraid to give their opinions about regaining local control over the Little Rock School District, and they certainly had several questions for the Board of Education and what's going to happen next for students in several schools in the district. Just take a look at how packed things were tonight. Leaders from the Board of Education presented 4 questions for people to give their input on. One of the questions was the pros and cons of school board elections that the State Board of Education should consider, and are there benefits to having an appointed board versus an elected board. One of the parents said she felt insulted that this was the first time in 5 years that the board gave the community a chance to speak out. Many parents also voiced their opinions that they just wanted a plan and something in place as they move forward. The board listened and didn't ask any questions, and since the takeover, 8 schools in the district have failed to meet academic standard in the previous school year, and one parent says the board is to blame.
I think it's appalling. I think it's absolutely appalling. I think, the only reason that could be is either they can't get the job done or they don't want to get the job done. And either way, we deserve better. Our kids deserve better. Our community deserves better.
And also at tonight's meeting, several teachers invited the Board of Education to come out to their schools and learn more about their students and some of the struggles that they're facing. I also spoke to Superintendent Michael Poore, and he told me that his hope is that all of the parties will get together and they find a way for the district to gain back local control. Now, if you missed tonight's meeting, don't worry. You will be able to come out to another public meeting. That's going to be next Monday on the 26th at 6 p.m. at John Roberts Elementary School. But for now, reporting live at Little Rock, I'm Rochelle Turner, Fox 16. Back to you.
Rochelle, this has been a 5-year problem that has been debated back and forth for countless hours, weeks, and months. I mean, how much information does the Board of Education actually need? And what's the next step? I mean, can we expect a decision after all these public meetings have taken place?
Right now, tonight's main focus was just getting that feedback from several people in the community. The board did not ask any questions. They did ask questions, but they did not give their opinions or give any feedback. They just wanted people to give their feedbacks rather. But as far as how long this process is going to take, they have all the way up until January of 2020. That's when the Board of Education is going to meet. So they're going to continue to have more of these public meetings and just see how things are going to play out.
Well, hopefully they can come up with an answer for everyone out there. All right, Rochelle, thank you very much.